Alright, Shalom. Want to give all praise to Al Shaddai Yahweh. This is Priest Yazar out of Ra, tribe of Levi. And real quick, through the spirit, we got a lot of overcomplicated complications and overrighteousness in Israel that needs to be addressed. So I'm gonna address it real quick through the spirit. So one of the things that the scripture speaks about is being overrighteous. You know what I'm saying? And guys like to want to correct everybody all the time. But if I were to pull up your track record, you know what I'm saying, you got dirt on you as well. You feel me? So just real quick, let me get this scripture. This is Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not over righteous much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Let me read that again. This is Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? A brother made a post not too long ago, and he says basically guys be so entrenched with the scriptures that they forget the basics of how to live basic life, because we live too much. We lose our balance basically. You know what I'm saying? And this is why Ecclesiastes 12:12 speaks about what? The study of many books. Sometimes brothers don't even study only the scriptures. Some guys want to like to go into the other books, Enoch, Jasher, Jubilees, so forth and so forth, and that will tire you out. And then they want to go to the Testament of the New Patriarchs. They want to go into the Quran. They want to go into this, that, and the third. And these are things that will wear you out, man. The overstudying will wear you out because your mind needs a break. Your mind needs a balance. You know what I'm saying? It's good to study the scriptures and all, but you know what I'm saying? These guys trying to correct somebody about what they doing. Hey, everybody got dirt on them. You know what I'm saying? And guys got to come into the truth of themselves. This is Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. That's a fact. If you overstudy on something, yeah, you may have a good... I remember I'm studying for a test, right? If I overstudy for that test, I actually can get a worse grade if I, study for a little bit and then I'll remember the information better. Sometimes I'll overstudy and fail that thing completely. I remember there was some math tests I took and I felt so confident. I studied all night for it, and what happened? I failed that thing. So do not make these books. You know what I'm saying? Do not turn these scriptures into your God, basically, which is idolatry. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who put certain things, above the Most High. Yes, these are the words of the Most High. Yes, these are the essence of the Most High, but you do not worship this book. Another thing, I'd like to address is, people like to call people out for being lustful. And if we're going to study the scriptures, how about actually applying the scriptures to our lives? Because there's a difference between studying something and actually applying what you read. And a lot of guys just not doing that. Salak, let me send the invite to my brother. See this real quick. I'll get to it. He'll see me. Let's get this. This is Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Now, in this context, a lot of guys will bring it out for, they'll be rebuking the actions for our people. But in this manner, I'm using it for the sake of, sometimes the simple route, is the better route. Guys get overcomplicated in this truth too, want to get the all grand breakdowns. Woo! The UFOs, this, that, flat earth, round earth, the Illuminati exposed. But you haven't changed nothing in your life. You know what I'm saying? And once again, the first 5 books is where we start, is our foundation. So, and I believe it's Psalms 119, 164 that speaks about, I think it's in a Good News translation, if you're basically, if you're studied upon the Torah and renewed in the Torah, you have no stumbling block. You understand that? That's why I don't understand, oh, it's a stumbling block for someone. You know, these guys should be in the Torah. The first 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That's the first 5. You should be in. You should be able to apply that to your life. The first things we got to get right in applying is the main 2 that Yahushua speaks about, which I'm going to get to, which is what? Loving thy neighbor as thyself and loving Yahweh with thy mind, body, and soul. Until you master those, you cannot master anything else. Those are the greatest commandments. This is what we fell out the most in Israel. Because we talking about the Maccabees had the spirit of Christ dealing with them. That's overcomplication right there. That note is called survival of the fittest. It's a defense mechanism. If someone is in danger, you're gonna naturally, defend yourself. That's why I don't understand this ideal of, don't get no weapons in Israel. Yeah, I wish I said what? Sell your cloak for a sword. The people he was rolling with, the vast majority were what? Zealots. Peter was a zealot. Judas Iscariot was a zealot. That's why he wanted the kingdom. People want to condemn Judas Iscariot, but you got to understand he was a little bit overzealous because he wanted the kingdom to come. He understood the fact Yahushua has to die. You know what I'm saying? He wanted Yahushua to die for the kingdom to come, but he didn't understand it wasn't for that time to come yet. So let me get this once again. This is Proverbs 122. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Fools hate the knowledge, but they hate the fact of actually applying it. They can speak a good game, but until you apply it, it means nothing. Until you apply these words, it means nothing. Until you apply the Torah, it means nothing. We got something called these commissions and pro-blacks like to have something called the Black Code, which is basically the 10 Commandments put in their own way. Do not kill a brother, do not steal from a brother, blah, blah, right? Hey, like I said, until we know how to love each other and love the Most High, we're not going to be able to fulfill these others. So you can tell me to put on my fringes. You can tell me to grow my beard or not to eat pork. But the love is what's lacking in Israel. And this is where Yahushua comes in and says what? The 2 greatest commandments. These is the things you got to focus on. You worrying about some fringes. You got to have a balance, man. Let's get this. This is Proverbs 4:1. Hear ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake not my Torah. That's the doctrine we should be that we should be focused on. These are the things we should be focused on. That's the good doctrine. So you worrying about all these 50 other doctrines that don't mean nothing? Who's Esau doesn't mean nothing. Who's Esau means nothing. Who the Arab is means nothing. It's about what we're gonna do to get back to get back to our first love. Thus saith the Scripture. That's what it's about. What can we do to get back on the good side of the Most High? Because we sure need it. Our faith ain't there. Where's your faith? These scriptures is also an example of actions of faith throughout these. What faith is the substance of what? Things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You can read about it. You can visualize in your mind. Put yourself in these stories where the Most High saved Israel in certain situations. This is the formula. And this being our 8th captivity, you should put in your mind basically, oh, hey, the formula is like here. The formula is right here. This is what the Israel had a problem with in the ancient days, so I might as well not do what they did. Like I said, the good doctrine is the Torah. Until you apply that instruction into your life, hey, you ain't going nowhere. You can make 50 other doctrines you want. I seen someone just put something about Adam and Eve were actually planets or something like that. Some bugged out mess like that. Stuff like that, hey, I'm not even going to entertain. Or the 12 tribes, the 12 constellations. Some madness like that. Let me get this. Proverbs 7 and 1-2. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. The solution is here. It's whether Israel has the faith and is actually going to put in the works of keeping and applying the Torah to your lives. And I think the first two we got to be concerned about, is dealing with the love. The love in our brother and the love of the Most High. That's the ones we got to fulfill first before we move on to anything else. That's what you got to teach your brother. Because that's what we have the most trouble dealing with. And you know damn well we got all this damn strife in this Israelite doctrine, man. This Israelite faith. That's what you got to teach your brother. We're about to hit these streets pretty soon. That's what I'm going to teach your brother. I don't give a damn about the fringes. I don't give a damn. Until I tell this brother, hey, you got to love your brother. We still got to eat wine against each other, man. We can't even check up on each other. How often do you check up on your brothers? This is for all the brothers and sisters watching. How often do you check up on your people in the truth, in your camp, so forth and so forth? How often do you take care of the sick? Do you check on them? Do you feed the homeless? This is why the scripture speaks about the poor will never cease from the land. Y'all lucky my battery is down right now. I would have went in right now. Y'all lucky, man. My battery's down right now. It's a lot. My battery's dying right now. You know, Satan, my battery's dying. So I'm going to get back to it later. But I'm going to tell you this. Israel, I'm telling you right now. If you do not know how to love your people, do not be stressing these other laws to them. Our people got to understand. Start with the basics first and then get to everything else. Because the doctrines that these people are teaching, that these other brothers are teaching, hey, it don't mean nothing. Like I told you earlier, the doctrine is the Torah. But my battery's down right now, so I'm going to end it, cut it short right now. I'll be back later for part 2 with that Shalom.